Hey, this is Rob Travels with Dottie, and this is a little bit of a special video. It's over 10 years ago, well, right about exactly 10 years ago, I had a video production business, and I did like a 10 or 12 minute documentary style video for a local nonprofit that was actually created and run by three teenage young ladies. And I've always been really proud of this video, and I was disappointed that it didn't get more views. So I thought I'd put it out there again 10 years later and see what you all think of it. It's not my usual stuff, so if it's something that you're not interested in, just X out of this video. It's a video on modern day slavery. It's a grim topic, and it's pretty emotional and it's pretty serious. So if you're here for my regular stuff, you don't want to get involved in something serious, X out now. My regular stuff will keep coming. Thanks for watching.
It's easy to dismiss slavery as just a sad part of our history. In order to properly understand slavery, we must know what it is. The International Labor Organization Forced Labor Convention from 1930 defines forced labor or slavery as all work or service that is exacted from any person under the menace of any penalty for which the said person has not offered himself voluntarily. That organization also states 20.9 million men, women, and children around the world are in slavery. In the 21st century, people are still sold like objects, forced to work for little or no pay, and at the complete mercy of their employers. So to the people that are enslaved today, this concept is not a piece of history, it is the horror of their lives. To the 20 to 30 million suffering worldwide, to the 14 to 17,000 trafficked into this country every year, to those used to produce more than the combined profits of Starbucks, Nike, and Google combined, to those exploited by both strangers and those close and trusted, to the victims that live here in Sandpoint. Slavery still exists, and it's bigger than ever today in 2014. So if you think slavery ended in 1865, think again.
I am Pastor Amberon of Hidden Valley Worship Center, currently in Sandpoint, Idaho. And I am an overcomer of the commercial sexual exploitation of children. And I currently work as an educator and advocate in the area of trafficking, and also I reach out in any way I can to teach kids to avoid it, to teach parents I try to equip parents how to avoid it, help drive support to organizations that are currently helping to heal those who have been through this, and I do counseling and spend time just pastoral care with people who have been through it. I know of 6 different forms it takes. There is at least one religious group that practices multiple wives that are child brides. There is family-based trafficking. That would be parents selling their children for sex, to pay bills, pay for drugs, whatever. We have a rather high incidence rate of men going to foreign countries and purchasing wives. We have, in our drug culture here locally, we have dealers who pick up runaways, keep them drugged to the point where they wouldn't even try to escape because they have no idea what's happening to them. Then we also have girls who are kept in hotel rooms, who are advertised via the internet. And the final one, which I try to really help parents with, is people who come in to the area from the outside, banking on the small town atmosphere and the naivety of the kids and of the families, and grooming and luring children or young adults, out of the area. A good portion of the time when you see missing posters for kids, that's what you're dealing with.
My abuser was my mom's best friend's husband. I used to call him Uncle. His wife was my aunt, and he was my uncle. My mom used to leave me with them when she needed a babysitter. She was a single mom. She had me when she was 18, so she didn't have any family around, and actually met them at church. And they were the only family that I really had on a consistent basis. That specific memory, I was 9, and I was 5 when it started, but I was 9 right about when it came to the end. Anyway, a lot of it started with talking about sex. A lot of showing me picture books showing me a Kama Sutra, and this is what I want to do to you, and this is what I do to my wife. And so, I remember there was a window cut out in their bedroom, and he told me that my uncle told me that he was going to do all those things to her that night, and that if I wanted to watch, that I. It was always on the other side of the window, but that's how I remembered it, was that he told me that I could watch if I wanted, but I was that person who he was doing those things to. So people could watch. So that other people could watch. I found healing by trying everything in my power to not go searching for healing. I tried getting into abusive relationships because that's all I knew, and cutting my wrists and being bulimic, and finally fell on my face and cried out to God, and he heard me. And then he answered me, and he told me the first thing that I think of when I think of my healing through all of this was that I heard God tell me that I was made for love.
When you walk out of here today, what will be the thing that you'll think, I'm so glad I said that? Or that if you don't say it, you'll go away saying, why didn't I say that?
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. I spent my whole life thinking it was my fault, and it wasn't my fault.
Anyone who wants you to keep a secret, any secret, I don't care what it is, I don't care if it's don't tell your mom I gave you a piece of gum. Anyone who wants to develop a relationship with you where you're isolated in any way. People who want to take you, camping trips, take you to other new places, take you, people who take an untoward interest in a child. Traffickers don't look like big scary monsters. They don't wear big trench coats. They don't, the image of a pimp with the big hat and the leisure suit and the gold chains is nonsense. Traffickers look like the man next door. Or the woman next door. That's one thing that's really, really important for people to understand. The only thing in sex trafficking that is gender driven is demand. There are like the 15 to 50% of the victims are male. 15 to up to half of traffickers, of people who are buying and selling human beings, are women. So we have this. This is not an issue where it's just about women and girls. This is about men. This is about boys. This is about all of us. And it's the fastest growing illegal enterprise in our country, and we have to shut it down. And we have the power to do that.
My name is Savannah Hicks. I'm 16 years old, and I'm founder of Spark.
My name is Montana Rayburn. I am 16 years old, and I am co-founder of Spark.
My name is Emily Nicholson. I'm 14 years old, and I'm also a co-founder of Spark.
It makes me mad that people can actually do the stuff that they're doing to other people, like do that and just not even think anything of it, and that not too many people know about it.
It's horrifying, and what's almost worse is the fact that no one's doing anything about it. Even after people hear that slavery still exists, they just go on about their lives without working to end it. I don't understand how anyone can know that this problem exists and not want to free people that are currently in bondage. It's terrible. I think consumer choices are huge too, because we are the consumers. We're driving this industry as we consume slave goods. I mean,
It's supply and demand. If there's no
Exactly.
demand, there's not going to be supply.
it's simple economics. Anyone who's taken a class in economics can tell you that we're just fueling the industry as we make ignorant decisions. The main thing is that we can end this. We can be the generation that truly buries slavery for the last time, and we can stomp it out with just our decisions, how we take care of this situation. We can put a stop to it.
Say something, even if you don't know. If you see someone and you have a bad feeling that they're getting hurt or abused, say something, even if you don't know that it is for sure. It's always a good thing to say something, because who knows, you could have saved someone's life.
Research your products before you buy them, because you would be so surprised at what has slave labor in it. I mean, some really high up name brands that you wouldn't think. Check out Free to Work. It's an app. You can look it up online. It's free. You can download it, and it rates every product that has a barcode. It rates it from A to F on how much slave labor was put into that. And it's a great way. Most people just have their phones on them. You can whip it out and say, okay, this is a B, this is fairly good, I think I'm going to get it. Or, no, this is an F, I'm definitely not buying this. And it's just little choices like that that will make a huge difference.